good, everybody? It's UturnCrobat here, bringing you week 7 of the ICBA. But before we get to anything, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Please make sure you leave a gigantic like on this video. Now, we are going up against Jacob, aka the Greenbay Pikachus. Now, it's kind of funny because he seems to be our league rival as of late. Because every single league that we're in, we're always going up against Jacob. He seems to be always in our division, which is pretty cool. He's a friend of mine, so you know, it is what it is. I have a great time battling him. But looking at his freaking roster with the Weavile, Deoxys, Defense, Thunderous, Technocruel, Decidueye, Komodo, Florges, Darmanitan, Licky, Stunfisk, and Aggron. He has a lot of fucking threats, to say the least. He has a Weavile that really hurts our team. He can Pursuit Trap a few things. He can really Ice Heart, Icicle Crash, even Knock Off. I mean, anyone can really go for a Knock Off, but you get what I'm saying. Weavile is really a huge threat. I did obviously have to prep for a Deoxys, because, I mean, it's a fucking Deoxys. But with our roster, we didn't really worry all that much. But the Thunderous was kind of a 50-50. Mark and I kind of thought that he was going to be bringing it. The Technocruel we figured he was going to bring because of the Rapid Spin. Decidueye was kind of up in the air, only because we do have a Manchow, so he could have potentially brought that for an HJK. Komodo was also kind of a 50-50. We weren't really sure if he was going to bring that, but it does put in a lot of work on our team, so we kind of figured he was going to. But at the same time, we weren't really sure, so that's why it was just kind of like a 50-50 type deal. Florges kind of puts a stop to Latios, so we figured he was going to bring that. That was more like an 80% chance he was going to bring it. Darmanitan really hurts our team as well, so that was a mon that we did think he was going to bring, because he could obviously be a Scarf and just U-turn and everything. Licky, I personally didn't think he was going to bring, just because we do have mons, like I mentioned, Manchow and everything, so I didn't think he was going to bring that. But Stunfisk, I didn't think he was going to bring. Mark didn't think he was going to bring that either. But the Aggron, we originally prepped for an Aggron, and it was funny because I think a day before we battled, we had a team all set for a Mega, or not a Mega Aggron, but an Aggron in general. So it was just kind of, it was weird that he didn't bring the Aggron, just because, oh, wait, I know why. He traded, I forget who he got rid of, but he traded Aggron for someone, I don't even know now. But anyways, as you see, he does bring the Delphox, the Cobalion, the Florges, the Mega Aerodactyl, the Licky, and the Technocruel. Well, we do bring, I need to go over some of our sets here, but we do bring the Latios, which is holding leftovers, Water Absorb, just for any potential Scald users on his team, with Scald, Wish, Protect, and Ice Beam, Bold Nature, 236 HP, 252 Defense, and 20 in Speed. Now we're bringing Exodrill, which is our MVP, or at least that's what we wanted Exodrill to be. We wanted Exodrill to be our MVP because we're holding the Choppleberry, right? Let me actually just go back to Vaporeon real quick, because there are just some important information that I do want to go over regarding some of these mons for some of you in-depth battlers that want to know. So Vaporeon was really there to hold the team together. Wish Pass takes hits from Mega Aerodactyl, Weavile. Scald was really spammable against his team. Now Ice Beam had coverage for everything that Scald didn't hit, and it could hit a Komodo, so it couldn't set up on Vaporeon. So, now going to Exodrill, we have, like I said, this was the MVP. We have the Choppleberry, Sand Rush, Sandstorm, Iron Head, EQ, Rock Slide, Adamant, 140 HP, 252 attack, 116 in speed. Now, Exodrill had enough speed for a max speed Decidueye with a non-speed boosting nature. Choppleberry was nice for Cobalion and Thunderous in particular. Now, Exodrill with its dual stab plus rock coverage destroys his team. I mean, destroys his team. If Latios gets off a Memento and Manchow can get up that safe sub, it can really baton pass you can baton pass this up into Excadrill, which can Sandstorm, and then things really start dying. Now, Drill and Sand outspeeds his entire team, even max speed Mega Aerodactyl, and he'll really find that difficult to play around with the Sand turns and whatnot, without losing a few mons in the process. But the idea was for Drill to sweep late game, but with the Vaporeon being able to wish past Excadrill it was able to do that fairly safely due to the great type synergy. Now, the other mon that we do have is Manchow. We're holding the Focus Sash, Regenerator, Substitute, Poison Jab, Baton Pass, HJK, 4 HP, 252 attack, and 252 in speed with a jolly nature. Now, Manchow had enough speed for Delphox. HJK was pretty spammable against his team, even with the Decidueye, because of Regenerator healing some of the crash damage it might do to itself. Poison Jab was there for Florges, and it can at least hit the Decidueye for neutral damage with a chance to poison, which is awesome. Now, Substitute was nice for mons like Licky in particular, because he'd be crazy to leave that abomination in on Manchow. Plus, it took some of the prediction game out of it, because once Manchow gets up a sub, it can just attack what's in front of it. Regenerator will also heal the 25% that the sub would take away. Baton Pass over U-turn for the momentum, because if Manchow baton passes a sub into something else, we'll be in good shape, because it means that we get something in safely, especially the last mon on the squad. Focus Sash was a nice failsafe to have if anything got out of hand, and it would be easy enough to preserve the Sash due to Regenerator. Now, next up, let me get to it. Next up, we do have Latios. Colba Berry, obviously, Levitate, Psyshock, a Dragon Pulse, Memento, Defog, 20 HP, 28 HP, 252 special attack, 228 in speed with a timid nature. Now, Latios was there for defog support primarily. Its dual stab did cover his team pretty well, Jacob's team rather. But with mons like Florges and Licky around, Latios wasn't going to break those with any set, well, with this set in particular. But Colba Berry was pretty self-explanatory. He has a Weavile, like I mentioned earlier, and a Mega Aerodactyl. Now, Latios lives one pursuit with the Colba Berry, simple as that. You know, it has enough speed for max Delphox, which he did trade. He got rid of Aggron, and he ended up picking up Delphox and a couple of other mines. I forget who, but moving on. We have the Rhydon. Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Roar, 252 HP, 252 attack for Spadef, with an Adamant nature. Now, Rhydon was mainly there to set up rocks, but ground and ice coverage really hurt his team, which is why Rhydon was Adamant, max attack, max HP. It really meant that Rhydon could take a hit from Weavile, take a few hits from Mega Aggro, outspeed, outside of Aquatel. It could really just take a few hits outside of Aquatel, is what I was trying to say. Now, it can take a +2 close combat from Cobalion and take on physical Komodo relatively well too. Roar was for really phasing out setup sweepers, getting extra rock damage on his team. Now, the last mon that we have is the Rotom, which is Yachi Berry, Volt Switch, Leaf Storm, Pharaoh Plane, Willow, 36 HP, 252 special attack, 220 in speed with a timid nature. Now, Rotom was great to bring as a pivot. Rotom's great because most ground types that can take Volt Switch get destroyed by Leaf Storm. Foul Play was for Decidueye, Willow was for the likes of Weavile, Physical Komodo, Aerodactyl. Yachi Berry meant that Rotom could take one Icicle Crash from Weavile or an Ice Fang from Aerodactyl and respawn by either burning them or doing a ton of damage with Leaf Storm. Looking at my opponent's team, I honestly had no reason not to lead my Vaporeon, as you're going to see him momentarily, as he's going to lead his Delphox. Now, his Delphox puts a lot of pressure on our team, but I am glad that we made the right I made the right prediction to lead Vaporeon, because Delphox, even after a +1 with Calm Mind, doesn't really want to get hit with a Scald at all. I mean, like I mentioned in the team prep, no one on his team really wants to get hit with a Scald. I can really just spam Scald and I'll be safe. But his Delphox is rather gimmicky, because he has the Future Sight, and as you're going to see later on in the battle, another one of his mons kind of has a gimmicky type move. I wasn't predicting that Future Sight at all, but after a +1, I know that the Future Sight is going to be doing a ton of damage to really any of my mons. I am going to be wishing, only just to get, just to really predict what he's going to do. If he's going to hit me with a Psychic or Psyshock, whatever, then, you know what, that's fine. I'm going to get all my HP back, so it's really not a big deal. But because the Future Sight does hit me, you did see how much damage that did, but I kind of laughed that off because all my HP does get back to me with my wish. So I kind of thought that was kind of funny, but I'm lucky to burn this Licky, as you saw. He's switching out. He's going to go into his Technical because he knows his Technical can take the Scald. Obviously, Technical can take the Scald. I kind of wish that I burned it right here. Only because, I don't know, residual damage would have been nice on this Technical, but I don't. It is what it is. I'm going to go into Latios. Simply because Latios is our #1 Pokemon that can handle this, this Technical. The Acid Spray lowers our special defense, which is not a big deal because now I can shoot off a Psyshock, I can shoot off a Dragon Pulse. The reason why I'm going for this Psyshock, the reason why I chose Psyshock over Dragon Pulse is A, he has a Florges in the back. He could have switched that in. But also, 2, Technical is obviously weak to Psychic, so I went for the safe Psyshock. He's going back into, well, he's going into his Florges, predicting the Dragon Pulse, which is a phenomenal play, but I have to point this out. The nickname that he has, Florges, I'm almost certain he had the same nickname for a Melodic at one point. So that's kind of cool seeing that. But he's gonna lower our special attack. Oh no! Excadrill's special attack is lowered. Oh god, what are we going to do? We're gonna kill Delphox with a fucking Earthquake, bitch. That's what we're gonna do. Delphox is gone now. And the funny thing is, Mark, my team builder, he actually predicted Cobalion to have the air balloon. He also, as you're going to be seeing, he did predict something else as well. So I have to applaud him on that. But there was a scenario, and I think it was right here actually, we could have went for a Scald to break that Cobalion's air balloon, but I just didn't really think that he was gonna... I don't know, like, I thought he wasn't going to stay in, but I easily just could have went for a Scald. We had a couple of, I kind of had a couple of chances to break that freaking air balloon, but unfortunately I didn't make the right play, so it kind of came back to haunt me a couple of times. But now Heal Bell is rather annoying because, who was burned? Oh, Licky was burned. So that was kind of unfortunate, but we do have Mancho in the way of this fucking Licky. I'm going for the Substitute, A, to predict what he's going to do, but also we can get hit with the Moonblast and we can shoot off a Poison Jab, which is a plus. Now the other thing I wanted to throw out was that Mark, my team builder, actually did predict Florges to have that Kebia Berry, simply for the any poison moves rather. So that was kind of cool to see that. That Florges did pack that Kebia Berry. It was kind of neat to see Cobalion having that air balloon. It was kind of a pain in the ass, only because Excadrill, the set that we had on Excadrill, I really wanted to take full advantage of and just wreck Jacob's team with. Because, like I mentioned in the team prep, after a Sandstorm, Excadrill puts in a lot of work. But I have to break that freaking air balloon. And because Jacob is allowing Cobalion to stay in the back, I am not really able to break that air balloon at any time. I try working around it, but he's just hiding that so cleverly. So now Latios versus Technical. Obviously, I'm going to be going for a Defog right here because he threw those rocks out, and he also threw the Toxic Spikes out my way. So I do not want anything on my fucking side. We already have a sassed Manchow, and even though we do have Regenerator, I don't want to throw Manchow in and allow those rocks to wear that thing down. We really do need that. So now this is the time where I see how powerful Mega Aerodactyl is. He's going to shoot off a Rock Slide meant for the Latios, but you see how much that does to Vaporeon. Because of that damage, I thought maybe this Aerodactyl was not really invested in attack. He very well could have been, but looking at that damage, it didn't really do much. And this is the other gimmicky thing that I told you guys about earlier. He has a Sky Drop Mega Aerodactyl. How often do you see that? I literally never see that. So it was rather neat seeing it, but it wasn't neat at all to see how much damage it does. So I'm going to go into Lana, my Vaporeon. The reason why I nicknamed my Pokemon the way I do, not that it really matters for this battle, but I'm going to throw this out here anyways, because Jacob and I are big WWE fans. So I don't know if Jacob picked up on it in battling, but he should have picked up on the nicknames. They're all WWE references. But I have to admit that this freaking Florges was rather fucking annoying. Synthesizing? Like, I don't even know. It was annoying. It was rather annoying, because it's a wall, first of all, and it can't, okay, looking at this damage right here, Florges had to have had some special attack investment. It had to have, because the Lana that we have, the Vaporeon that we have, it was rather defensive. We had enough to really deal with everything, but it has to have some special attack investment. Now, this play right here, the Wish Pass into Excadrill, I was really happy about, because Excadrill is at full right now, so I'm not too worried about going for an Iron Head on this Tentacruel, and I'm perfectly fine with allowing Excadrill to get a close combat take. I feel safe about Excadrill getting hit with a close combat, more or less, from the Cobalion. But he's going into Scruffy, the Cobalion that I was just talking about. Woohoo! So I'm Volt switching the fuck out of there because he obviously does not want to get burned. I'm predicting him to switch out. I'm going for a Volt switch because he has no reason to really stay in, I figured. So I'm going into Mancho because I can easily go for a high jump kick, or I could go for a sub. Now, I knew he was going to be switching out. I'm going to be going for a high jump kick, though, because no one on his team at this point in time really wants to get hit with an HJK. And had we missed right there, it wouldn't have really bothered me too much because we have the regenerator. I could have switched out. We could have gotten back up to full, basically. But I'm going to go for a sub just to predict what he is going to do, because Tentacruel could have scalded, I guess. But I kind of wanted to see what he was going to do, honestly. So if he was gonna go for a Scald, so be it. But I also wanted to Baton Pass into Latios so I could have a free switch in, because the Scald, the Acid Spray already hit the sub. Now Scald is gonna hit the sub, so obviously it's gonna break the sub, and I have a free switch in right now into Latios. Latios did not take any damage at all, so he's obviously gonna be switching, and he's going to go into Aerodactyl. The Aerodactyl honestly doesn't really want to get hit with a Psyshock, as you see right here. No one on his team, barring the Florges, really wants to get hit with a Psyshock. But Gore is our check to, not necessarily not Cobalion, but it was really a check to Aerodactyl. It was a check for someone else too, but I forget at this moment. But as you see right there, Rhydon can eat up anything, barring an Aqua Tail from a Mega Aerodactyl. The reason why I went for late game rocks was because if I wanted Excadrill to sweep late game, I really wanted the rocks up on his side to kind of allow the sweep to happen. And as you're going to see right here, we're able to take that EQ. He's going to roost. We're going to hit an Ice Punch. We're going to go for a second Ice Punch right here, and I'm going to let you guys see what the fuck happens right there, because it was kind of funny, actually. I was actually thinking, because Mega Aerodactyl was such a hassle, it was just kind of a pain, I actually just really wanted to freeze that fucker. Luckily we did, and I kind of thought he was going to switch out, honestly, but on the slight chance he didn't, I was going to go for an Ice Punch. He's going to go for a Wish, which is perfectly fine. From that range, I thought fucking EQ was going to kill. As you see, it doesn't. Now, the good thing about this Rhydon set that we have is that Rhydon does pack that Roar. So, as you're going to see, Licky Licky is going to go for Protect, trying to get that Wish back. But we're going to Roar the fuck out of Licky Licky. So, now, if he wants to go back into that Mon, he's going to die upon re-entry. So, no one's going to get that Wish Pass, really. No one's going to really benefit from that, because even after the rocks, the Cobalion was practically at full anyway, so it didn't really matter. But I'm going into Vaporeon, because Vaporeon can take anything that this fucking Cobalion really wants to do. I'm not really sure how much a Volt Switch would have done, but from this Cobalion set, I did not predict Cobalion to have Volt Switch at all. I'm going to go for a Wish, because at this point in time, I want to try to either get my HP back, or I just want to try and Wish Passing. I'm going to let my HP get back to full because I really need Lana to take more attacks, honestly. If I want Lana to really take hits from the Florges or the Cobalion, I need to be healthy, honestly. That was my prediction right there. But this prediction right here, this is actually me trying to get a Wish Pass into Excadrill because I wanted to get hit with a Moonblast and allow Levesk to get all that HP back. And I wanted to try sweeping. I really wanted Levesk to set up that Sandstorm so I could start wrecking shop. Now, the thing is, okay, this is rather fucking annoying because this Cobalion is honestly just mocking me. It really is with that fucking air balloon. But I felt safe going for the Sandstorm at this point in time because I wanted to try going for a fucking sweep. It was already really late into the battle. I wanted to try going for a fucking sweep. I'm able to break the air balloon, which is a plus, but you see how much damage that fucking close combat does, even after the Chople Berry. It was fucking crazy. Cobalion is so fucking powerful, sometimes I just forget how powerful it is. But Jacob honestly needs to work around these sand turns. It's really unfortunate because you are going to see that he does keep switching and he is able to work around all these sand turns. It really sucks, honestly, because I really wanted Excadrill to sweep. But it sucks. We had this great Excadrill set, and unfortunately, because Jacob is a great battler, he's going to just fucking work around the sand. I mean, hell, at least I was able to take out Technicruel, but now the sand subsides, and it's not good. It's not good because now we're not going to outspeed this Cobalion, and it's kind of stupid. It's kind of stupid. Jacob, the fuck's wrong with you? So I'm going to allow Vaporeon to get here the close combat because at this point in time it doesn't really matter. The battle is over. We went down to timer. So it was kind of unfortunate that we did so, but the new London Zoroarks do pick up the win 6-4. But you see how much skull damage you see how much damage that does. I really, really, really wish that the battle didn't go down to timer. But, you know, shit happens. Honestly, shit fucking happens. He really wanted to try to win. So I don't blame him for doing what he did. Honestly, I don't blame him at all for doing what he did. It was just a long fucking battle, and I just wish things went differently. And I know for a fact that I did play safe. I played safe, I'll admit that right now, but I believe that I didn't really make any misplays. I don't think I did. I just played too safe, I feel. But that's the battle. The new London Zoroarks do pick up the win. Which is great, you know. We're winning the new London Zoroarks, and it's a plus, and I love it. But I think I'm going to get the hell out of here. If I haven't mentioned it before, please make sure you go subscribe to Jacob, my good buddy, my good friend. Make sure you tell him how trash his team was this week. All right, that sounds good, right? All right, cool. Bye, guys.